Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here. This time doing another anime film review. And this one is on Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. Now, as you know, Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution is meant to be an animated fantasy film, as well as being the 22nd installment in the Pokemon film series, and of course is meant to be a CGI remake of Pokemon the first movie. Now, my best thoughts about Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution is obviously trying to update some things over Mewtwo Strikes Back, but of course has to be something completely different. So the premise of the film is meant to follow much similarly to its original counterpart, but the only difference is there's a lot more details, there's a lot more updated things like Mewtwo's armor. We kind of see there's a bit more sort of seeing additional scenes like Giovanni being with Mewtwo with the introduction to Team Rocket, and a lot more details to backgrounds, scenery, and so forth. One of which containing the lab where Dr. Fuji and the other scientists work. Now, I do admit the CGI isn't bad. It's got moments where it does work, but it takes away key moments that actually made some additional scenes work. Because what made Pokemon the first movie, I think, work so well is the attention to detail. Because when you got the introduction to Dr. Fuji's lab, it added a bit more darker, bleaker, and a bit more attention to detail. And when the scientists gather around, you could tell from the shadows and that it was just meant to show that they were just really more covering to what their personalities were. And I think what made Dr. Fuji's last message work in its 1999 counterpart, it's him now regretting what they created, and it's him now knowing the full consequences of what Mewtwo can be like. And I think there are moments where it does try to, I think, change some things around. Like obviously changing the whole Team Rocket disguise as Vikings to a bit more seaport captains, changing one of the Pokemon that obviously the pirate character Raymond sends out, one of which being from Golem to Venomoth. And honestly, I can understand not really using the original actors like Veronica Tyler and so forth, and because of the whole changes with productions, it makes sense it had to rely on the current actors that they did have, like Sarah Nacho Cheney, also Michelle Knox, as well as James Carter Cathcart. And I think, honestly, I don't think Mewtwo's actor in my opinion, was a bad choice. I can kind of see where Dan Green is trying to kind of sound more like this villain who is a bit more misguided. He's a bit more trying to figure things out. He wants to believe deep down he's the good guy. But I think to me, what actually made Mewtwo's actor, I think, Jay Cody work was that you could tell from his voice and that he sounded a little more like arrogant. He sounded like he wanted to believe he was the good guy. He was meant to show just how far Mewtwo was just too far gone. But I think, in my opinion, about Pokemon Strikes Back Evolution is that it's an okay adaptation. It obviously knows it has to be a CGI remake, and there are moments where obviously Ash's design and the other characters remind me a lot of the 2009 Astro Boy film, and it's clear the intention was to do other CGI remakes of the other Pokemon films. I think, in my opinion, it's just there to update a few things. It's not going grand or big, but something there to give people a different taste of a flavour. so it definitely deserves a thumbs in the middle. It's okay, alright, there's nothing grand or epic. So, comic book reviewer here, signing out.